Hello everybody. This is a continuation of the dye video that I did. Hello everybody. This is a continuation of the dye video that I did the other day. I did a really short one about dyeing with Madder Root, about how I started the process of putting the dye into one of these filters, because it helps to keep the powder from going everywhere. So this madder has been sitting here for a couple of days, and I've dyed a few colors, and I'm getting very orangey shades here. But I think if you change the pH, because right now it's quite acidic, if you change the pH to a high pH, it should change the color slightly. So I'm just going to do that. I like to use soda ash rather than calcium carbonate, because I find the calcium carbonate in my particular water system that we have seems to turn very sticky in the bottom and stuff. So soda ash seems to work a bit better. I'm just going to check with the pH level first. Oh, yes. So this is about 7.6, so it's about neutral. I want to raise it to about 9, I think, and see if it changes the color. So that's about 9.5 now. So I'm going to put a small skein of wool that have mordanted in alum, and I'm just going to leave that in there for a few hours and see if I get a redder shade of color. I have it set to low on the slow cooker. I'm just going to put the lid on it. Now this one was a Brazilwood or a Sappan wood dye bath that I had going last week, and it ran out because all of the last batch that I got out of it was a very pale kind of pink. So I put more Sappan wood in a beaker. I put them in 10 grams, and because Sappan wood comes from a wood chip, when you're dyeing with wood chips, you have to put soak them in alcohol, because it helps to release the dye pigment from the wood. Otherwise the colors don't work very well. And I used to use alcohol, but I've become very deathly allergic to rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, so I now use vodka instead, and it doesn't bother me if it touches my skin. Otherwise I have to go running off to the hospital and use an EpiPen and nasty things. This has only happened recently, since certain substances were given to me a few years ago. I've developed all sorts of weird allergies, so I have to be careful and use some other method. So I'm going to let this alcohol soak in here for a few hours. Often I put it in the evening, and I let it soak overnight, and it extracts the pigment. So I'm just going to leave this for now, and I will come back later and put the first batch of yarn in. So that's it. These little videos are going to be short and sweet, because I'm going to chop them up and put them in with the written instructions for how to work with the dyes. I have some written on Fiber Arts, but I actually haven't shown little videos, so I'm doing these are small clips that will be part of that, with the dye recipe of how much you use for each dye. So thanks for watching, and come back later and we'll see what happens with this.